Hey everybody, it's Mike coming to you for video day 2. We're going to say coming to you from the Lion's Den. I don't know if you caught this artwork here in the back, something I purchased last week. But I want to talk to you today. I'm going to share a little story. A few weeks ago I published an article about Startup Weekend here in Buffalo, something I participated in, a 54-hour business plan competition. And what I did was I did a survey of my group, who were people I didn't know, right? Random 5 people. After the event, I created a survey that I sent to them to get some feedback on where did they think I was strongest. So as a coach, I think pre and post assessment is very important in setting baselines and measuring against that. So I always try and get some feedback for myself just for ongoing personal improvement. So basically 3 things were found from this feedback where all of the people saw similar strengths. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. Things people think I'm good at that maybe will provide some value to you and my tribe who are watching this video. So based on that, the 3 things that I kind of saw the trends in where they thought my soft skills were very strong in communication and collaboration. They thought I brought a lot of value when it came to public speaking and the presentation in front of the judges and how we were going to engage the audience in that discussion. And the 3rd thing was in business development. Some of them said business planning. Some of them said financial. And, I don't like to say I'm a financial guy, but I understand the monetization strategy in customer acquisition. One of the girls brought a problem and a solution, but had no idea how to make the thing make any money. So that's kind of where I stepped in and how we could drive in new markets and cost per acquisition using social media ads and pay-per-click advertising and using some tools to get some real numbers from what competitors were using in the marketplace. Even had an exit strategy and what similar companies were sold for in the industry, which was in the hundreds of millions of dollars in the last 3 acquisitions. So first I'll talk about public speaking and presenting. There was kind of 4 things that I pointed out that the girl whose idea was all ears and implemented it, and it was great to see it in action and to hear her just take my advice and use it and then see the reaction of the crowd. It was really rewarding for me. So the first thing was I talked about knowing the audience, skipping the industry lingo. She had all these little code words she used. It was a commercial real estate thing. I'm like, skip those words. Nobody knows what they mean. Nobody cares. Talk to them about the problem as a business owner choosing commercial office space. Second was to set it up as a story and engage the audience right out of the gate with a question. So there's a few little tips I use for any presentation I give, and I ask questions like, who here has ever experienced ... right? Or have you ever ... By a raise of hands, tell me if you have ever looked for commercial real estate property, right? You get people in the audience, they're looking, and then you lead in with a story where you already have their emotional engagement with something like, so I'm looking for a commercial property and ... right? This was the problem, and now you got these people engaged in your story. To show how you solve the problem through that story, so storytelling is so important. People, you engage them with the story, you've got them engaged with the question, you tweak the emotions through the story, and now you've got them hooked. And now if you can show a solution, you can get some buy-in. I also thought it was important that we demonstrated the solution. It was a technology SaaS-based product, so show them in real time that we built this thing in 54 hours and it works, and let them see it happening as opposed to just telling them, oh, we can make this thing and it can do this and that. We built it in 54 hours. It works 60%. Show them that. That's more than most people could do. And we were blessed to have 2 very smart SaaS people on the team. And the last thing was to have a personalized closing. People remember one-liners, so you always want to have kind of a consistent closing if you're a presenter or a consultant. So a few one-liners I use is, when one teaches, 2 learn, or you get rewarded in public for the things you practice most in private. And everybody, you could just kind of have one of these little one-liners that catch, and it becomes a tagline for you and your business. Second thing, soft skills, communication and collaboration. Everybody thought that I did a good job managing the group. Even though I wasn't the leader of this group, I kind of sat back for the first day. But then as timelines were coming and people were spending too much time on logos, or we had these SaaS designers that could code and they really just built a website and they're like, this is just a site, I could do so much more. So I tried to identify people's strengths and then delegate the work to tasks that they felt were meaningful, that could contribute more. So I'm going to share a quick example. It was day 2. It was like 9 o'clock at night, packing up. One of the designers already got their computer put away. And I say, hey, can we get some listings on this site live? Like, could we scrape somebody's website and get some listings? They had already integrated a Google Map. So they both pull out their laptops. They're messing around. They're like in the back end of the code. And they're like, yeah, I think we can do this. And for me, this was the best most exciting part of the whole weekend. But within 30 minutes, they're starting to crack the code. Yeah, we can do this. Take a little more time over the night. Next morning, the girl comes in and she scraped 900 leads. Our other designer integrates them to the map. Our search feature on the site works, so you can go to the map, click on a bubble. It'll pull up the listing, all the agent details, the square footage, the pictures. It was simply amazing that they were able to pull this off so quick. So that's just kind of the collaboration and the communication. I let everybody be heard, even if because I saw people disconnecting because they were being isolated or their suggestions weren't being received or acted upon. So I made sure I talked to everybody one-on-one, kind of played devil's advocate at times. But when it came time to priorities, I said, this is what we got to do, this is what you got to do, this is what you're best at, work on it. And I had everyone executing and moving the needle forward. And they did see that and thought that it was something I was strong at. And last, and I'll keep this short, is the business planning and customer acquisition piece. So they brought a problem but didn't know how to make money. So I say, here, we need a simple strategy. And we looked at sites like Zillow and other competitors and say, okay, here's how some of them are charging for advertising. Here's how we get people on the site to create traffic so that we can charge for advertising. So advertising was our secondary stream of revenue. It was a B2B advertising, kind of a featured zip code type of thing. And the other was to pay for your listing. So every listing was up there for free, and our featured agent who paid for advertising would show their contact information. Unless you paid for your listing $50 a month, then your information would be next to all of your properties. You pay X amount per listing per month, and we had a monetization strategy. And then I backed that up to see, okay, how can we find these developers, I'm just using this example, right? Developers and real estate brokers, commercial brokers, to get their listings on. How are they advertising today? Did some pay-per-click research, broke that down, and okay, if it's going to take 12 touches with some retargeting to get a new customer, this is what it's going to cost per listing, and right? Just work the numbers back. Actually went way deeper than they expected us to do in the 54 hours. So that was well done and well played, in my opinion. But if there's anything I can do for you, if I can help you with public speaking, if I can help you with soft skills, communication, collaboration, I talk a lot about onboarding and skill development and teams. These are things that I'm very passionate about. It was great to be able to use that in real time and share it with a group of completely diverse people, right? We had multiple cultures, multiple age groups, introverts and extroverts. And I kind of said, hey, I'm just a business development guy. I just know how to sell stuff and make it work and show the value proposition and let them do what they were good at. And as a team, I'm working with one of the guys on a project on the side now, made great connections, was able to publish a few articles, open some doors, and who knows what will come in the future. So I hope this information helps you. Mike Spence, this is video 2. There's 3 more to come, and I hope you enjoy it. Leave me a comment. Thanks.